Hello, lovely people. Welcome back to Meghan and Harry Tales. I'm your host, Adrian. And today, oh, do we have a lot to unpack. This weekend, as the pomp and pageantry of Trooping the Colour rolls into London yet again, another story is brewing beneath the polished boots and shiny medals. And no, it's not about who wore what or whether Prince William smiled. It's about the growing discontent, louder than ever before, aimed at a monarchy that many believe has outstayed its welcome. Yes, friends, Republic, the UK's leading anti-monarchy campaign group, is protesting again, and I, for one, am glad they're making noise. But as always, this isn't just about protests or parades. Today's story runs deeper. It's about appearance versus reality, entitlement versus merit, and most crucially, how Meghan and Harry were vilified for daring to step back, while others cosplay military heroes without a second thought. Let's dive in. Trooping the Colour is meant to be a celebration of the monarch's birthday. It's a dazzling display of tradition: red jackets, immaculate formations, horses and, of course, that famous balcony moment. But while the cameras focus on the waving royals and flypasts, the truth is playing out on the streets below. This year, for the second time in a row, Republic A campaign group advocating for an elected head of state is back, loud, proud and unafraid to challenge the status quo. And they're not just chanting into the wind. Their arguments cut deep. The crux of it? Why are royals dressing in military uniforms they didn't earn? According to Graham Smith, Republic's CEO, Charles does not qualify for any of the medals he wears. He adds, he has not earned the ranks he wears. He was promoted in all the services as birthday presents from his mum. Let that sink in. Birthday presents from his mum. Imagine if Harry had done that. Imagine if Meghan Markle had posted a photo of her son in a military outfit for Halloween. Can you picture the headlines? Disrespectful, inappropriate, attention-seeking. But when Charles does it, it's called tradition. And that, dear viewers, is the problem. Now, to be fair, Charles did serve. In the 1970s, briefly, he qualified as a helicopter pilot and served until 1976. That's 4 years. But here's where the narrative gets skewed. Since retiring, he's held onto the highest military titles, not because of active duty or valour, but because of birthright. Meanwhile, Princess Anne never served a day. Prince Edward quit the Royal Marines after just 4 months. And yet there they are, medals jingling, uniforms crisp, standing shoulder to shoulder with actual veterans. Republic says this is not just tone deaf, it's an insult to those who have truly served. And let's not forget, Harry did serve. 10 years, 2 tours in Afghanistan, founded the Invictus Games for wounded veterans, but when he wears a uniform at a funeral, he's attacked. So I ask, where is the fairness? Let's talk about what service actually means. When Prince Harry launched the Invictus Games, it wasn't for cameras or headlines, it was for the people who actually risked their lives. Soldiers with scars, visible and invisible. And where was the rest of the royal family during that? Did Charles attend? Did Anne wave her unearned medals there? No. But when it's time to parade through London in full regalia, they show up, all polished and proud. That's not service, that's performance. And it's not just the protesters who've noticed. This Saturday, Republic will be out in force from 6 a.m, setting up to protest a monarchy they call, and I quote, a superficial cover for a grubby and corrupt institution. That might sound harsh, but is it really? Because when you look past the tradition and trumpets, what you see is a system that punishes independence, rewards obedience, and clings desperately to status. You know who didn't cling? Meghan and Harry. They walked away. They gave up the royal perks, the free housing, the chauffeur-driven cars. Not because they were lazy or selfish, but because they saw the system for what it was, and they were slaughtered for it. Do you remember the headlines, the constant abuse, the double standards? Meghan was hounded for existing. When she wore a designer dress, it was wasteful. When Kate did, it was elegant. When Harry spoke about his mental health, it was weak. When William did, it was brave. The entire media machine exists to protect the institution, to prop it up like a puppet theatre, but the curtain is slipping and not everyone's clapping anymore. The protests aren't going away. In fact, they're growing. And while Buckingham Palace might pretend otherwise, the message is clear. The people want change. Now let's talk numbers, because you know the defenders of the crown love a good poll. Yes, William has a 75% approval rating. Kate, 72%. Charles, 61%. But here's what they won't say. Those numbers are falling. Steadily, year after year, younger generations, those under 35, are significantly less enthusiastic about the monarchy. And every time another scandal breaks, another photo op flops, or another protest goes viral, those numbers tick down again. The writing is on the wall, but instead of reading it, the royals are polishing their medals. Meanwhile, across the Atlantic, Meghan and Harry are thriving not by pretending to be something they're not, but by being authentic, impactful, and yes, controversial. Because change is controversial. Truth-telling is disruptive. And forging your own path, especially when you're a woman of colour, married into an ancient institution, is revolutionary. Let's be honest. If the monarchy valued real service, Harry and Meghan would be celebrated, not sidelined. But here's the twist. They don't need the monarchy anymore, and that's what scares the palace most of all. If you've made it this far, thank you. And if you believe in what Harry and Meghan stand for, truth, service, freedom from toxic institutions, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to Meghan and Harry Tales, and share your thoughts in the comments below. Now back to the story. This weekend, the cameras will once again zoom in on the royal balcony. They'll praise the pageantry. They'll comment on what Kate isn't wearing because of her illness. They'll speculate on whether William looked statesmanlike. But don't be fooled. The real story is at ground level, with the protesters, with the veterans who feel insulted, with the everyday citizens saying enough, and yes, with the Sussexes. Because even in absentia they represent everything the monarchy pretends to be but isn't: modern, compassionate, earned. So, let them wear their unearned medals, let them march in circles and wave from balconies. Because real leadership, the kind that inspires, heals and serves, isn't found in gold embroidery. It's found in action. It's found in Harry flying into war zones while others held clipboards. It's found in Meghan holding hands with grieving mothers while others posed for photographers. And it's found in those who dare to say, we can do better than this. This weekend, as the horns sound and the sky fills with jets, remember, pageantry is not progress. And tradition, when empty, is nothing more than theatre. To the protesters at Republic, keep going. To Harry and Meghan, thank you for choosing integrity over inheritance. And to you, dear viewer, thank you for being part of this journey. I'm Adrian, and this has been Meghan and Harry Tales. Until next time, stay curious, stay compassionate, and never stop asking the right questions.